No, because then it'll get, just, you might have to put a little bit more of that in there, so leave that simmering.
Okay.
And then we'll just turn that off.
That looks great.
Yeah.
A little bit of teamwork.
Yeah, that's
A
nice.
bit of risotto.
It's gonna be great.
Awesome.
These mushrooms are looking real good.
Yeah.
How about you toss that for me?
Oops.
Sorry.
All right. So we're live, and
Are we?
you caught us stirring the pot
Oh.
because this is taking longer than I thought it would. So come on over, Father Ganello. I need so much flavor right now. We got risotto tonight. We're gonna end up doing a little mushroom and garlic shrimp risotto. So we've been doing a little bit of labor of love over here, just slowly adding chicken stock, boiling chicken stock to our risotto, and we're just gonna let that sit. Then we've got some mushrooms over here that aren't gonna be soggy. They're gonna be nice and crispy and shalloty and garlicky. And then we're gonna have this shrimp for doing 180 there, Father Ganella.
And I thawed them.
He thawed them out.
That was me.
No, he's made risotto, so he was the guiding factor. But that's going to turn into a little
Yeah.
sautéed pepper, garlic.
Don't mind the dirty dishes. It's all right.
Yeah,
Father Ganello will get those later.
yeah, he will.
All right, so here we are.
Here we are.
Happy Father's Day, all you dudes out there who are fathers, who exercise the role of fathers, who are spiritual fathers, who are looking forward to being dads, because that's going to be your vocation. We're praying for all of you. As we start, you've got a dad.
Father's Day edition.
I do have a dad.
Yeah, so do you.
Yeah,
I do.
we both have great dads.
Yeah.
All three of us have
Yeah, we do.
terrific dads. We all know it, each of them.
Yeah, because they're around and they're
Yeah.
fun. They're fun guys. So let's talk about it. Do you have anything you want to say about your dad, like a favorite memory or something like that?
My favorite memories of my dad growing up, especially, are like through sports. Whether it's watching sports with him, or playing sports, or being coached by him in sports, and just that teaching of how to compete and how to play different games, different sports. That was always one of the things I always looked forward to, and really enjoyed being with my dad and doing that together, because we both share that passion for sports and competition.
Yeah, that's right. What about you?
That's awesome. I mean, so many things come to mind, and there's many sports memories, but I mean, really what was the most cool was just being able to always work alongside him. He's kind of like, in the best way, a workaholic, that he just always wants to be providing for his family, and that was a big thing. Like, if you were going to do something, you never did it 50%, you did it 100%, and that was just one thing that he did. And just his example to us kids in his prayer life was huge. Since like the late 90s, he's had the 3 a.m. slot at St. Peter's South Beloit on Wednesdays for a holy hour, and just always knowing that regardless of how his work week was going, he was going to go and spend that time with our Lord, for us kids, for his family, for his work. And even when I was over in Rome, I'd be sitting in class and knowing that Dad is back home on Wednesday mornings.
Right.
And that was always so cool to think that he was praying for me when I was sitting in class.
Yeah. Yeah, and your dad's a lot of fun. He's been here with the family, and I'm going to share something. He doesn't know that I know this.
Oh, who doesn't know?
You don't know this.
Oh, boy.
That I know this. And it was only because I was downstairs working out in the gym, which is right next to his room. And I usually have my ear pods in, and I'm listening to something on Netflix while I'm lifting. And I was changing something. He was on the phone talking to his dad, and I only heard one thing. All right? But he said, "Dad, we're going to do whatever you say because you were the spiritual head. You were the head of this house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Glad to know you eavesdropped on my
No,
conversation.
I couldn't help it. You were like talking so loud. And
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I've had your family here. They're a bunch of loud talkers.
Yeah.
It's great. So I was very impressed by
That's
that.
true.
Yeah. Your dad is like the youngest looking.
50, what is he, 54?
Yeah.
I remember Father Ramke saying at your ordination, like, who's your brother?
Yeah.
And it's your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he likes fast cars.
That's right.
And he drives helicopters.
He flies helicopters.
It's a bit of a difference.
Oh, yeah. My dad,
The legend.
the legend, Bernie Deutsch, the man of many bad jokes. Yeah, so many. Growing up, he used to let me, he'd carry me around on his shoulders a lot. I remember that. I remember he would carry me, and like we'd be sitting there in the living room, and it'd be summer. We didn't have air conditioning, and this is like a vivid memory that I have of being in his arms as a kid, and he'd have his like shirt off because it was so hot, and we'd just be sitting there talking, and I'd be rubbing my hands in his hair, and he used to back in the '60s they used to wear like this greasy stuff in their hair. I remember that, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then, yeah, I remember that. I don't know what that says, but it's like a huge memory. My dad prays a ton, taught me how to pray. And he taught me the importance of the Eucharist, because I mentioned this at Mass tonight, that he comes back from communion and he just kneels down and puts his head in his hands, and he's like gone. It's he and Jesus, and he's given the Lord access to his heart for another week, So that was huge. My dad always encouraged me in my vocation. I remember that. And my dad's really smart because he told my sister Lori once that I was special. So there you go.
I'm sure you remind her of that quite often.
Yeah, he's the best. And he loved to travel. We used to just go on road trips all the time. Blast, yeah. So, real nice thing. It's
So
great.
obviously, there's a physical fatherhood,
Yeah.
and there's what we were used to and kind of live out as a spiritual fatherhood. Who's like one spiritual father you can think of, like off the top of your head? Someone who, like, was a spiritual father to you?
Like two. One is John Paul II. That's
Just go to the top.
well, yeah. I mean, I just
All
felt
the way.
Just call out a saint.
as a
Yeah.
priest. I just felt like that guy loved me. You just knew it, right? That guy had it going on. Not that the other popes didn't, but John Paul especially. I clicked with him. But how to like spiritual fatherhood, or like there have been men that I've known who prayed for me, like Monsignor Hoffman, prayed a ton for me, and that guy helped me so much. He got me out of so many jams as a young priest making bad decisions. I can't even tell you.
Wow.
Spiritual father in action.
You make bad decisions sometimes?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
never knew that.
Here's the key to successful leadership. Put people in your life who can save you from those bad decisions. That's
Is that us?
yeah. Totally. You folks, you would not believe the number of times I've come up with an idea and Father Ganella or they'll go like, no, that's not a thing. We're not doing that. Yeah, and that's, I appreciate that honesty. So spiritual fatherhood, we're spiritual fathers as priests.
Yeah.
We have a whole parish filled with people who are our spiritual children, and we are on to get our people to heaven. My job is to get the people of this parish to heaven. And
That's what your soul will be judged upon.
exactly, I was just about to say that. You're smart. That when the Lord's going to say, what did this person, you totally blew him off, or you didn't take care of this person. We're on for that. So you got to pray for us to do our jobs and do it with passion
Definitely.
and love. Yeah. What about you guys?
As a spiritual father, there's so many different aspects to that, but we all need a dad in our life. And while all of us are blessed with earthly fathers, they're all imperfect. And us priests are imperfect as well, but in that role we get to be of being Jesus to people. I think that in this time of craziness that is so well apparent in 2020, we really just need to be Jesus to people. And like you brought up JP2, one of the most beautiful things that people talk about him and write about him is that when people looked at him, it was as if you were the only person in the world.
Yep.
That he was able to look at you, and that's the way we should feel. That God would die on the cross if you were the only person in the whole world. So to have someone in your life who can do that to you, even if it's through the glance of an eye, to be able to recognize that you're important, you're loved, and you're a gift to the world.
Yeah. Right. That's true. Anything from you?
Yeah, one spiritual father that I thought of when you asked that was my rector in the seminary,
Nice.
Monsignor Callahan. And yeah, I mean, he was really good at being with us and making us, I guess the way to say it is making us feel loved and affirmed in our vocation. And I was thinking about this with my homily tonight. I was preaching about how a big role as a father is to speak the truth to your children and to consecrate them in the truth as Jesus prays for. And when kids are young, the first truth that they need to know is that dad loves them, is that he's just with them, he's there with them, he affirms them. That's the first truth that they need to know. And so as priests, hopefully that's what we get across. You know, we try to be with you, we try to just let you know that we love you and that we're with you on your spiritual journey and trying to help you get to heaven and to speak truth into your situation. So
That's
yeah.
great stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you get your dad anything for Father's Day?
Mm-hmm. I did. My dad, and I already told him what it is because it's for my mom too. I'm taking my parents up to the Abbey in Fontana, the resort up there, for a week at the end of this month, at the end of June, the 28th to the 3rd. I'm taking my parents to this place because they've been confined in the house by themselves with each other, 24/7, and that's they love each other, but that's like heroic love, right? So I think they're at their wits' end in that sense. So I'm gonna
Taking him up there.
I'm taking them up, and we're gonna have a great time.
So your mom gets to enjoy his Father's Day gift.
Well, it's her Mother's Day gift,
Oh.
and it's his Father's Day
Ah,
because
there you go.
and here I got them each their own room
Wow.
so that
They don't have to see each other.
they can have some, but adjoining.
Oh, okay.
But my mom can shut the door. What'd you do for your dad?
Me?
Yeah.
I bought him the one thing that I can guarantee that he's gonna like when I give it to him. I bought him beer. So
There you go.
bought him a bunch of different kinds, and I'll get to go home tomorrow and enjoy that with him. So
Nice.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. I lost a bet. I bet my dad a bottle of bourbon who would finish higher in the standings of the English Premier League, Liverpool or Tottenham.
Oh dear.
And it didn't go well at all.
Oh.
So I paid up that
What-
bet and got him a bottle of Four Roses Small Batch Select Bourbon. But
is
then-
that good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's right up there.
Oh.
Yeah. Four Roses.
Will you mind if I try it
I mean, is that
before you
his
give it to
bottle?
him?
No, he has his bottle.
That's for us.
That's our bottle. And then I bought him. Bishop Barron just came out with a wonderful Bible that you can't even buy right now. They thought they were going to sell 50,000 copies in
I'm
the
gonna go get
first
my
year.
copy so I can show it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
They thought they were going to sell 50,000 copies in the first year. They sold that many in the first day. Incredible. Word on Fire outdid themselves. Bishop Barron produces a ton of great content.
What's special about it?
Well, Monsignor's grabbing it right now. I ordered it, but I haven't got it yet. But Monsignor has some special connections or something. He already got his.
He knows a guy.
He knows
I know a guy.
a guy. So here it is. It's just the four Gospels. It's going to come out in different series. But
Oh, and I thought it was like a kind of a marketing gimmick to do it in like one book at a time.
yeah.
But there's so much stuff in here.
Wow.
You said it's just the Gospels in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
but
every
commentary.
every single page has some
Can
commentary.
you show him it?
Like
Like the front first?
here we are in Luke, and there's this whole thing on Chesterton. Then there's something on the popes. They got the church fathers.
Yeah.
And I'm reading it, and there's stuff on like Bob Barron has written, and there's amazing artwork.
Actually, you guys probably shouldn't get it because then it's going to ruin all our Halloween.
Yeah, because I'm going to take my Hamlet from here.
Yeah, this is going to be.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's got stuff on like the temple, and it's this nice leather. I bought it like he had a great idea. He bought, because you can buy paperbacks that are much cheaper, same content but less expensive, and he's buying for his marriage couples, right? So I did. Yeah, I'm like, all right, that's a great idea. I'm gonna steal. So I bought some. I got some of the.
I saw them in your mailbox. There's like 4 of them in there.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's so you got that.
I did.
Yeah.
He's gonna love it.
Bob Barrett should be paying us. That's all I'm
he
saying.
should. Somebody send this to Barry. Free marketing.
You know, one of the
Just come speak at our parish for free.
one of the things that bothers me about our current culture and society and entertainment business is that they treat dads like dirt.
Homer Simpson, man.
Yeah, that's
He's a terrible dad.
Yeah, married with children, that kind of business.
I don't know what that is.
Men are treated like
Modern
imbeciles.
family.
Fathers
They're
are
portrayed as such.
yeah, they're
Right.
portrayed that way.
Yeah, that's
And
not a father.
that's not what a dad is. You know, but they're trying to dumb down our conception of fatherhood and encourage men to be kids their whole life and not to step up to the plate, which is what we see a lot. We see a lot of guys who aren't doing their job, and so one of the things that entertainment can do is instill a good idea of fatherhood or take away from that. And so we all know examples of like bad fathers in movies. But what about good dads?
Yeah.
Yeah, in movies. You have anything that comes to mind?
It's kind of maybe a long shot. It wasn't what I was expecting, but just what I thought of. The Patriot. Mel
Dude,
Gibson.
That was mine.
That was yours?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be it
That's
together.
not the one you
I
said.
said earlier. I said it was The Patriot.
No, you didn't.
What did I say?
I forgot.
You said Braveheart.
Oh, I did say Braveheart.
It's a different Mel Gibson movie.
Okay.
But
You
The
got it.
Patriot.
You always don't.
Did I?
No.
I was cooking risotto. I wasn't listening to you.
Now I don't know what I'm going to say. Go ahead. I have to think.
Well, what are you going to say about it? Because mine's probably better, so I'll just piggyback.
No, you go. You were up first.
No, what I love is how he's got the stages of life in his kids. And like that little girl who's not talking because her mom died, and then the sons, he's bringing them into manhood, and he's just, for each and every one of them, allowing them to grow and kind of pushing them and challenging them to go farther in life. And that's what the father does. The mom is so beautifully nurturing and also encouraging them to grow in their spiritual life and their emotional development and their ability to interact with people. But the father says, I'll throw you out into the world. Like that's my favorite image of a father, is a father taking his son and tossing him up in the air, or his child, because there's a little bit of fear. It's a little bit something different, but they trust and know that dad's going to catch them. I think The Patriot displays that.
That's a great movie for dads.
If you said it, I apologize. I really don't remember.
No, I did say Braveheart.
Oh.
I totally
Well, what are you going to say about Braveheart?
Well, I wasn't gonna. I was thinking about The Patriot.
You meant Patriot.
I meant
You said
Patriot, but I said
Patriot.
Braveheart. But I could say Braveheart because he was a good. Did he have kids in that movie?
I don't know. They killed his wife.
That's right. So he couldn't have been a father. But
He's
he was
a
father
spiritual
to
father.
a spiritual father to his nation.
Yeah, exactly.
To
Scotland.
to the burgeoning Scotland. Freedom.
Why don't you go? You can think of another one.
Yeah. The movie that I thought of right away was A Quiet Place. And I can't say too much about it because Father Cladar told me not to ruin it.
We want to watch it tonight.
Oh,
But, I mean, it's a scary movie, so Monsignor doesn't want to watch it, but
yeah.
I want to watch it.
it's really, really good. And not only does it show a good example of fatherhood, but also of motherhood, and the differences between them and how kids need both a father and a mother. And so it's just a beautiful... There's a couple really, really great scenes of fatherhood in there, so I definitely would recommend that to you if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Did you think of anything?
A couple. There was a movie with Henry Fonda and Lucille Ball. It was a comedy, and I think it was called Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Henry Fonda was the dad.
It was poorly remade with Steve Martin.
Yeah, terrible. But Yours, Mine, and Ours. It was either that or Six You Get Egg Roll. I think it was Yours, Mine, and Ours. And it was a comedy, but it had a great. Henry Fonda was a strong dad, military.
Yep.
When it would go off and do his thing.
I don't think it was Lucille Ball.
Yeah, it was. It was totally, because there was a scene where she got drunk. The kids got her drunk at the dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was classic Lucille Ball. And I love stuff like that, slapstick. But here's his dad, and his kids are being mean to their new mom, and I remember he laid down the law and said, "This is the woman I love, and you know this is the deal. Stop." And he did not, he would not put up with anybody being disrespectful to his wife. I remember that.
Especially his kids.
Especially his kids. Best gift a father can give to his kids is to love their mother. Heard that said before. What was the other one? I forgot. So that one.
Yeah. Yours, mine, and ours.
Yeah.
So really,
What a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 18 kids.
Yeah, it was incredible.
So what was,
Bernie Deutsch.
I know that fly is annoying.
Yeah.
Grant, kill the fly.
I can kill that fly. If it comes back over here,
All
it's
right.
dead.
All right.
What's the best advice Bernie has ever given you? Do you call him Bernie? Or would he?
Never.
Oh, gosh.
Ever. Never. It's
That
always
wouldn't
dad.
fly. Dad.
Dad.
What's the best advice Dad has ever given you?
Let's see. He told me once, Dan, never quit a job until you've got another one lined up, and that's a life lesson.
Yeah.
Take your life seriously. You're a man, and you've got things to do, and you're responsible. That's what that said.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, I asked him, how did you stay married for all these years? My parents have been married like 65 years. He says, marry someone you like and shut up.
That's awesome. Father Ganella, your advice is the best thing of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Best.
to wait for the proper placement that it deserves.
Yeah, because that's
Last.
the quote to end the show.
It's a quote to end the show.
Yeah.
But we kind of referenced it earlier, but my dad just kind of pulled me aside when I was getting close to ordination. He said, God has given me 6 people, including myself, to get to heaven, and that's my responsibility. But you're going to be in charge of 10,000 souls. And just kind of to put in perspective what it means and to be a father. And that's why, spiritually, as a father, I've only done it for 1 year, which is why it's so great to have both of you, but especially Monsignor, to look up to and to aspire to, and because that's a big responsibility. And I'm like really a fan of not going to hell, so I want to do that responsibility well. So thank you for showing me
Wow.
how to do it well.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say that. You guys are an inspiration to me too, because your zealousness. That's what every priest needs. Younger priests in their life, because as we get older, we can get comfortable. We need younger guys to keep pushing us into those areas where we're not comfortable. That's the way to heaven. You guys are going to get me to heaven. Well,
Hopefully.
one more
way
week.
or another.
Hopefully, yeah.
But Father Ganella, we've built it up a little bit, so don't mess the line up.
One of my okay.
Don't mess it up.
One of my dad's favorite lines is admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations.
I just love that.
That's
I
like
love
the
it.
best
It's the
thing
best line.
ever. I'm gonna use
Admit
it.
nothing, deny everything, make counter
The
accusations.
next parishioner that gets in my face about something,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a life philosophy.
Hey,
But
even Jesus said you gotta be clever like a fox,
Yeah. Wily as serpents.
as a lamb.
You know, gentlemen's lamb. Those lambs are really wily.
Yeah.
But seriously, the best advice my dad gives us, and so I have brothers and sisters, and his one of the things he always tells us is that the only thing that matters is what's true. It's the truth.
Truth.
And of course, Jesus Christ is the truth, and all truth flows from him. So,
What is truth?
Jesus Christ.
Boom.
Yeah.
JC.
So,
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
happy Father's Day.
All right.